Following the match with Miranda Alizé and Trish Adora was the second semifinal match, and that was between Angelina Love and Roxy. There's two stories here they're trying to tell. The first was Angelina Love coming in with a shoulder injury by Max the Impaler, and also the story of, Roxy, who is a prodigy, who's only 19 years old, and she's wrestling Angelina Love, who's been wrestling for 20 years. So there was the veteran versus the young sensation, and early on, Angelina Love was really working that left shoulder injury. She was keeping it close to her body, being cautious with it. And that was fine. But as the match went on, I felt like she didn't, register that bad shoulder, or at times she could have, sold a little bit of after she hit a move or something. She almost like at one point it looked like she kind of remembered that, oh yeah, I gotta, sell my shoulder again. But it was fine. They went around the outside a little bit. Roxy, you could just tell this girl is going to be something. I mean, she's 19 years old. I guess she was training when she started training at 13 years old, which is amazing. I thought it was supposed to be 18 and older when you start wrestling school, because that's the way it was with the school I was a part of, at All Pro Wrestling in Hayward, California, with Roland Alexander. You had to be 18. But, at Booker T school, I guess there was a youth class or something. I don't know. But either way, I'm glad that she's in the wrestling business, because she's really good. She's definitely a prodigy. And you could tell she's going to be a real big favorite for people. I mean, she has a great look. A look you really want to cheer for. Obviously, just the story of her being so young. She's a good athlete. She, things she needs to improve on, maybe some oomph in her offense. Like when she, throws a strike, she kind of just throws it, like gear back and get it a facial expression and throw it. But that will all come in time, and so it was an okay match until the finish. I thought the finish was fine. Roxy, when she made her comeback, she hit a really nice clothesline, and then she went for a second clothesline, but Angelina Love bumped way too early, so that didn't look that good. But they kept going through it. Shit happens, and they kept working through it, and eventually Roxy got a really cool looking float over Fujiwara armbar. Looked really nasty, and Angelina Love tapped out, which I thought that was pretty cool. I still, wanted Trish Adora in the finals, but, I like the finals of Roxy and Miranda Alizé, because it sends a message that ROH is, not looking to the past with, Sumi Sakai and Angelina Love, and they're good. I mean, they definitely have a place on the roster, but when you're going all in on the women's division and you're really featuring it, you got to get over some of these new acts, and you got to go with the younger stars, and younger stars that are going to appeal to the younger audience. Like, Trish Adora will appeal to a younger audience. Excuse me. Miranda Alizé, I mean, she's just cool. I can see a lot of young girls just want to be like as bad as her, And in Roxy, she just, I can see a lot of young women and young fans just, want to root for her. So I thought that was a cool thing, and I'm looking forward to that finals at Death Before Dishonor on September 12th on pay-per-view, or the Honor Club if you have that. So I think it's going to be a good match. I hope that they kind of slow it down and focus on what they do best. I'm hoping that Miranda Alizé really heals it on Roxy. That's gonna be so important. She can keep the brawling up like she did in this match, and keep it, forget the lucha spots until like Roxy makes her comeback, right? That's when you need to. She needs to be more of a base here for Roxy. I know she can do her Hurricanrana. I know she can do some lucha stuff, but work on the brawling, focus on the brawling, focus on submissions, lucha submissions that she can do, and really tell that story from Roxy fighting behind. And either way, it doesn't matter who wins this match. I think it's a good pick because I kind of like the fact that I kind of wanted to go with Miranda Alizé just because she's so charismatic and she's just plays such a badass so well, and I believe she's a badass. She convinces me, a lot of charisma. So I'd go with her first, and then you could build up Roxy beating her one day. You can build up Trish Adora beating her one day. Chelsea Green is there. She's doing commentary, and she's gonna challenge for the title some place down the line. But I wouldn't give it to Chelsea Green. I would keep it on Miranda Alizé. I just use Chelsea Green to put someone over and put over the new young champ. So I think that would be the best move. But yeah, in the end of this, the semifinals where there's some rough parts, there's some good parts, but in the end, for me as going to be watching that pay-per-view, I'm very interested in the finals and interested in who's going to win, and I'm rooting for both girls to just have a killer performance and really. Because this is the finals, and this is what's going to establish that championship. So, it's a lot of pressure to have that great match. And at the same time, don't overdo it. Just keep it simple, keep it to their strengths. And I know that you're going to want to do more, but, whoever's, Delirious's books is really have to, kind of keep them, focused and on what they do best. And if they do that, it's going to be a really good match. So I'm looking forward to that.